Good evening. This is Akashvani. I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines: Government increases MSP of milling and ball copra for 2025 season to ensure better returns to farmers. India and China reaffirm their commitment to explore fair, reasonable and mutually acceptable framework for settlement of boundary issue. Defence Ministry to procure modernised artillery guns worth over 7,000 crore rupees for the Army. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijjiu expresses concern over low productivity of both houses during winter session. Death toll rises to 11 in Jaipur gas tanker fire accident. And in T20 Cricket, India enter final of Under-19 Asia Cup, defeating Sri Lanka at Kualalumpur. The Cabinet Committee for Economic Affairs has approved minimum support price for Copra for 2025 season. Briefing media in New Delhi this evening, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said the NDA government has taken a series of decisions for the welfare of farmers. He said this reflects the NDA government's commitment towards improving the lives of farmers. MSP for fair average quality of milling copra has been fixed at 11,582 rupees per quintal and for ball copra at 12,100 rupees per quintal. The financial implication for this decision would be 855 crore rupees. NAFED and NCCF will be the central nodal agencies for copra. Mr. Vaishnav said the state governments will have a big role in it, so this procurement will be done with the cooperation of the state government corporations.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने और एनडीए की सरकार ने किसानों के लिए आज एक बहुत बड़ा फैसला लिया, जो कोपरा विशेषकर जो साउथ में चारों स्टेट्स में पांचों स्टेट्स में होता है, उसके लिए 2025 की प्राइस पॉलिसी हैज बीन अप्रूव्ड टुडे. A series of decisions have been taken for welfare of farmers. It reflects our commitment towards improving the lives of our farmers, making a sustainable change in their livelihood and income.
The External Affairs Ministry today said India and China have reaffirmed their commitment to explore a fair, reasonable and mutually acceptable framework for the settlement of the boundary question in accordance with the political parameters and guiding principles agreed in 2005. Briefing media in New Delhi this afternoon, Ministry spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said special representatives of India and China met on the 18th of this month. He said apart from discussing the framework for settlement of the boundary question, the special representatives also reviewed issues of peaceful border management comprehensively.
The SR level talks happened on 18th. Both sides have reaffirmed their commitment to explore a fair, reasonable and mutually acceptable framework for the settlement of the boundary question in accordance with the political parameters and guiding principles.
Replying to a query, the spokesperson said India supports a democratic, stable, peaceful, progressive and inclusive Bangladesh. He said New Delhi has reiterated its willingness to build a positive and constructive relationship with Bangladesh based on mutual trust, respect and mutual sensitivity to each other's concerns and interests.
We have very clearly defined our approach towards our ties with Bangladesh. We support a democratic, stable, peaceful, progressive and inclusive Bangladesh. We have reiterated our willingness to build a positive and constructive relationship with Bangladesh based on mutual trust, respect and mutual sensitivity to each other's concerns and interests.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will undertake a 2-day visit to Kuwait tomorrow at the invitation of the Emir of Kuwait, Sheikh Mishal Al Ahmad Al Jaber Al Sabah. During the visit, the Prime Minister will hold discussions with the leadership of Kuwait. The Prime Minister will also interact with the Indian community in Kuwait. Addressing media in New Delhi this evening, Secretary in External Affairs Ministry Arun Kumar Chatterjee said this will be the first visit of an Indian Prime Minister to Kuwait in 43 years.
This marks the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Kuwait in 43 years and therefore assumes considerable significance. India and Kuwait share an age-old bond characterized by historical ties, robust economic exchanges and vibrant cultural connections. Prime
Minister Modi will be accorded a ceremonial guard of honour at the Bayan Palace. following which she will be holding separate meetings with the Emir of Kuwait and the Crown Prince of Kuwait. There will be delegation-level talks with the Prime Minister of Kuwait as well. He will also attend the opening ceremony of the 26th Arabian Gulf Cup as a special guest of the Emir of Kuwait. India ranks among Kuwait's top trading partners, with bilateral trade between the two countries at more than $10 billion during 2023-24. Kuwait also remains a reliable energy partner for India. The Ministry of Defence has signed a contract worth 7,629 crore rupees for procurement of K9 Vajra-T self-propelled tracked artillery guns for the Indian Army. The contract was signed by senior officials of the ministry and representatives of Larsen & Toubro Limited in the presence of Defence Secretary Rajesh Kumar Singh in New Delhi today. The Ministry of Defence in a statement said the procurement of K9 Vajra-T will catalyse the artillery modernisation and enhance overall operational readiness of the Indian Army. President Draupadi Murmu today said the country is giving high priority to the emerging technologies in Indian defence systems for enhancing the efficiency and global competitiveness. The President made these remarks while awarding President's colours to the College of Defence Management, CDM, Secunderabad today. The President emphasised the need to be adaptive towards absorption of emerging and disruptive technologies and lauded the role that CDM is playing in preparing the future strategic leadership towards imbibing the same. She also urged the Defence Forces to contribute towards the self-reliance and Atmanirbharta initiative. The President also released a special day cover and a commemorative medallion on the occasion. The 72nd plenary of the North East Council NEC will be chaired by the Union Home Minister Amit Shah in Agartala tomorrow. Talking to reporters in Agartala, Union Minister for Development of North East Jyotiraditya Scindia said in days to come the North East region will see a rise and fast-paced development. He said elaborate discussion will be held on the NEC's work in the past 1 year and to fulfill the aspirations of the states of the region. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts, and for details of stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app. Welcome back. Here with us on the news at 9. The winter session of Parliament came to an end today as both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha adjourned sine die. Amid the din, the two bills related to One Nation, One Election were referred to the Joint Committee of Parliament. The committee will submit its report to the House by the first day of the last week of the next Parliament session. We have more from our correspondent.
The winter session of Parliament concluded today amid protests and pandemonium. The Adani issue raised by the opposition and US billionaire George Soros' alleged link with the Congress resonated since the House met on 25th of last month. Multiple adjournments marred the proceedings of both the houses. A statement by Home Minister Amit Shah on opposition members regarding Dr. B.R. Ambedkar led to protests outside the House. 2 BJP members were injured at the venue of the protest. Stalemate continued between the ruling and the opposition members on issues including a no-confidence motion against Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar. However, during the session, 4 bills were passed by the Lok Sabha and 3 were passed by the Rajya Sabha. The Bharatiya Vayuyan Vidhayak 2024 was passed by both the houses. As part of the year-long celebration of the 75th anniversary of adoption of the Constitution, a special discussion was held in both the houses. With Dipendra Kumar, Sumit Saha, Akashvani News, Delhi.
Meanwhile, the Lok Sabha has registered over 54% productivity and the Rajya Sabha 40% during the winter session of Parliament. Briefing media after the conclusion of the session in New Delhi, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijjiu said the productivity of the two houses was low and everyone should think about it. The minister also condemned yesterday's incident in Parliament House in which 2 BJP MPs were injured.
कुल मिलाकर के 20 सिटिंग हुए हैं लोकसभा की और 19 सिटिंग राज्यसभा के हुए हैं। 5 बिल्स लोकसभा में इंट्रोड्यूस हुए हैं, 4 बिल्स लोकसभा ने पास किए, 3 बिल्स राज्यसभा से पास हुई। शीतकालीन सत्र का प्रोडक्टिविटी के दृष्टि से लोकसभा 54.5% और राज्यसभा में लगभग 40% का काम हो पाया है। हम इससे संतुष्ट नहीं है। विपक्षी दलों के कई सदस्यों ने संसद बाधित करके कामकाज में काफी रोक लगाया।
The government today informed the Lok Sabha that Department of Fertilizers has ensured adequate availability of fertilizers across the country during Kharif 2024 as well as ongoing Rabi season 2024-25. In a written reply to a question in the Lok Sabha, Union Minister of Chemicals and Fertilizers, Jagat Prakash Nadda, said movement of all major subsidized fertilizers throughout the country is monitored by an online web-based monitoring system called Integrated Fertilizer Monitoring System. The External Affairs Ministry has said the government has taken serious note of incidents related to the cases of violence against Hindus and other minorities in Bangladesh and shared its concerns with the government of that country. In a written reply to a question in the Lok Sabha, Minister of State for External Affairs Kirtiwardhan Singh today said India's expectation is that the government of Bangladesh will take all necessary measures to ensure safety and welfare of Hindus and other minorities. As per available data from minority and human rights organizations, a total of 2,549 cases of violence have been reported in Bangladesh during 2022 till the 8th of December 2024. In Rajasthan, the death toll has risen to 11 in the gas tanker fire accident on Jaipur-Ajmer highway. 29 people have been injured in the incident, which took place at around 6 this morning when a gas tanker collided with a truck near the ring road on Ajmer highway, triggering a massive fire engulfing several vehicles nearby. The incident left a devastating trail of destruction as a total of 40 vehicles were destroyed, including 29 trucks and 2 sleeper buses. 5 people died on the spot due to burn injuries, while 6 others are reported to have died during treatment.
14 people are being treated for injuries at the Savai Mansingh Hospital, with several in critical condition. Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to Chief Minister Bhajan Lal Sharma and offered support from the central government. The Prime Minister has also announced an ex gratia of Rs 2 lakh each for the families of deceased and Rs 50,000 for the injured. Meanwhile, the state government has also announced financial assistance for the families of the deceased and the injured. Industry Minister Rajyavardhan Rathod and Assembly Speaker Vasudev Devnani also visited the hospital to inquire about the injured. Jai Kishan Sharma for Akashvani, Jaipur.
Domestic benchmark indices Sensex and Nifty declined almost 1.5% today after the US Fed signaled the pace of rate cuts could be slower going ahead. A report.
At close, the 30-share BSE Sensex slipped 1,176 points to end at 78,041, and the NSE Nifty 50 dropped 364 points to end at 23,587. In the forex market, the rupee saw some recovery from its all-time low level and appreciated 10 paisa to close at 85.03 against the US dollar, following the softening of the US dollar index. In the Indian bullion market, 24-carat gold was trading up at 75,840 rupees for 10 grams when reports last came in. Brent crude was trading down at $72.57 per barrel, according to the latest report. Anubha Rohadki for Akashvani News.
On to sports, in women's cricket, India have entered the final of the inaugural Under-19 Women's Asia Cup, defeating Sri Lanka in the Super 4 match at Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia today. The women in blue, led by Nikki Prasad, defeated Sri Lanka by 4 wickets in the Super 4 match today. India chased down the target of 99 runs in just 14.5 overs for the loss of 6 wickets. India will take on Bangladesh in the final on Sunday. The Intermeteorological Department has forecast cold wave to severe cold wave conditions over Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh during the next 7 days. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government increases MSP of milling and ball copra for 2025 season to ensure better returns to farmers. India and China reaffirm their commitment to explore fair, reasonable and mutually acceptable framework for settlement of boundary issue. Defence Ministry to procure modernised artillery guns worth over 7,000 crore rupees for the Army. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijjiu expresses concern over low productivity of both houses during winter session. Death toll rises to 11 in Jaipur gas tanker fire accident. And in T20 Cricket, India enter final of Under-19 Women Asia Cup, defeating Sri Lanka at Kuala Lumpur. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.